Deuteronomy Chapter 25. If there is a dispute between men, and they approach the court, and the judges judge them, they shall justify the righteous and condemn the wicked. And if the wicked man is worthy of beating, the judge shall make him lie down and have him beaten before him as is sufficient for his wickedness, by number. 40 blows he may give him, he shall not exceed, lest, in exceeding, he beat him beyond these with many blows and your brother be degraded before your eyes. You shall not muzzle an ox while it treads out grain. If brothers dwell together, and one of them dies, and he has no son, the wife of the deceased man shall not become the wife of a stranger outside the family. Her husband's brother shall go in unto her and take her as his wife, and he shall do the duty of a husband's brother for her. And the firstborn whom she bears shall assume the name of his deceased brother, so that his name is not blotted out of Israel. And if the man does not desire to take his brother's wife shall go up to the gate to the elders and say, My husband's brother refuses to raise up a name in Israel to his brother, he is not willing to do the duty of a husband's brother for me. Then the elders of his city shall call him and speak to him. And if he persists and says, I do not desire to take her, then his brother's wife shall draw near to him in the sight of the elders and remove his sandal from off his foot, and she shall spit in his face and respond and say, Thus shall it be done to the man who does not build up his brother's house. And his name shall be called in Israel, the house of him whose sandal has been removed. When two men fight together, a man and his brother, and the wife of the one comes near to rescue her husband from the hand of him who is beating him, and she puts forth her hand and takes hold of his private parts. Then you shall cut off her hand, your eye shall not pity her. You shall not have in your bag differing weights, one heavy and one light. You shall not have in your house differing measures, one large and one small. A full and righteous weight you shall have, and a full and righteous measure you shall have, in order that your days may be extended upon the land which Jehovah your God is giving you. For everyone who does these things, everyone who does unrighteousness, is an abomination to Jehovah your God. Remember what Amalek did to you on the way when you came out of Egypt. That he met you on the way and struck you at the rear, struck all those who were worn out at your rear, when you were faint and weary, and he did not fear God. Therefore when Jehovah your God gives you rest from all your enemies surrounding you, in the land which Jehovah your God is giving you as an inheritance to possess, you shall blot out the memory of Amalek from under heaven, you shall not forget. Deuteronomy Chapter 26. And when you enter the land which Jehovah your God is giving you as an inheritance, and you possess it and dwell in it, you shall take some of the first of all the fruit of the ground which you shall bring from your land, which Jehovah your God is giving you, and you shall put it in a basket and go to the place where Jehovah your God will choose to cause his name to dwell. And you shall go to the priest who is serving in those days and say to him, I declare to Jehovah your God today that I have entered the land which Jehovah swore to our fathers to give us. And the priest shall take the basket from your hand and place it before the altar of Jehovah your God. And you shall respond and say before Jehovah your God, A perishing Aramean was my father, and he went down to Egypt and sojourned there, few in number, and he became there a great and mighty and numerous nation. And the Egyptians ill-treated us and afflicted us and put hard work upon us. But we cried out to Jehovah, the God of our fathers, and Jehovah heard our voice, and saw our affliction and our labor and our oppression. And Jehovah brought us out of Egypt with a mighty hand and an outstretched arm and by great terror and by signs and wonders. And he has brought us to this place and has given us this land, a land flowing with milk and honey. And now I have just brought the first of the fruit of the ground, which you, O Jehovah, have given me. And you shall place it before Jehovah your God and bow down before Jehovah your God. And you and the Levite and the sojourner in your midst shall rejoice in all the good which Jehovah your God has given to you and to your household. When you have finished giving all the tithes of your produce in the 3rd year, the year of the tithe, you shall give it to the Levite, the sojourner, the orphan, and the widow, that they may eat within your gates and be satisfied. And you shall say before Jehovah your God, I have removed what is holy from out of my house, and I have also given it to the Levite and the sojourner, to the orphan and the widow, according to your whole commandment, which you have commanded me. I have not transgressed any of your commandments, and I have not forgotten them. I have not eaten any of it in my sorrow, nor have I removed any of it while I was unclean, nor have I given any of it to the dead. I have listened to the voice of Jehovah my God, I have done according to all that you have commanded me. Look down from your holy habitation, from heaven, and bless your people Israel and the ground which you have given us, as you swore to our fathers, a land flowing with milk and honey. This day Jehovah your God is commanding you to do these statutes and judgments, therefore you shall keep them and do them with all your heart and with all your soul. It is Jehovah whom you have today declared to be your God, and that you will walk in his ways and keep his statutes and his commandments and his judgments, and will listen to his voice. And it is Jehovah who has today declared you to be a people for his personal treasure, even as he promised you, and that you will keep all his commandments. And that he will set you high above all the nations which he has made, for praise and for a name and for honor, and that you will be a holy people to Jehovah your God, as he has spoken. Deuteronomy Chapter 27. And Moses, with the elders of Israel, commanded the people, saying, Keep the whole commandment which I am commanding you today. And in the day when you cross over the Jordan into the land which Jehovah your God is giving you, you shall erect for yourself large stones, and you shall coat them with plaster. And you shall write upon them all the words of this law when you cross over, in order that you may enter the land which Jehovah your God is giving you, a land flowing with milk and honey, as Jehovah, the God of your fathers, promised to you. And when you cross over the Jordan, you shall erect these stones, concerning which I am commanding you today, on Mount Ebal, and you shall coat them with plaster. And you shall build there an altar to Jehovah your God, an altar of stones, you shall not use an iron tool upon them. With unhewn stones you shall build the altar of Jehovah your God. Then you shall offer up burnt offerings upon it to Jehovah your God. And you shall sacrifice peace offerings and eat there, and you shall rejoice before Jehovah your God. Then you shall write upon the stones all the words of this law very clearly. And Moses, with the Levitical priests, spoke to all Israel, saying, Be silent and hear, O Israel, this day you have become the people of Jehovah your God. Therefore you shall listen to the voice of Jehovah your God, and do his commandments and his statutes, which I am commanding you today. And Moses commanded the people on that day, saying, These shall stand upon Mount Gerizim to bless the people when you cross over the Jordan, Simeon and Levi and Judah and Issachar and Joseph and Benjamin. And these shall stand upon Mount Ebal for cursing, Reuben, Gad, and Asher, and Zebulun, Dan, and Naphtali. And the Levites shall respond and say to all the men of Israel with a loud voice, Cursed is the man who makes an idol or a molten image, an abomination to Jehovah, the work of the craftsman's hands, and puts it in a secret place. And all the people shall answer and say, Amen. Cursed is he who dishonors his father or his mother. And all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who moves his neighbor's boundary marker. And all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who leads astray a blind man on the way. And all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who distorts justice to a sojourner, an orphan, or a widow. And all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who lies with his father's wife, for he uncovers the skirt of his father's garment. And all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who lies with any animal. And all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who lies with his sister, his father's daughter or his mother's daughter. And all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who lies with his mother-in-law. And all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who slays his neighbor secretly. And all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who takes payment to slay someone of innocent blood. And all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who does not confirm the words of this law by doing them. And all the people shall say, Amen.